Hello everyone, today I'm going to be clearing the Scorn of the Insect Trial. Now for this fight, I'm going to be using only global exclusive units. So the first unit I'll be bringing is going to be Emperor Fu. He's going to be my summoner and sub buffer. You're going to be needing to bring a summoner for this fight because for the third wave, there'll be some thresholds where you need to summon an Esper so that the boss doesn't wipe out your team. Not really wipe out, it's gonna remove a unit from your team. So I have him equipped with his SDMR, Summon Parasol, and bonus to the Aeon so that he can summon more Esper orbs per turn. He has a lot of HP, Defense, and Spirit so that he can survive all of the non-coverable attacks. Dr. Aiden is going to be my Provoker and also my healer. He's equipped with 100% innate draw and dodge so that he can be my provoke tank. He's also going to be covering all the physical attacks that can be covered, which is going to be provided by my other support unit Rivera. So he has a lot of HP, defensive spirit as usual, and all of these materials that increases his dodge and defensive stats. Agent Olive is going to be my DPS. I've given her a lot of attack. Same thing, HP, defensive spirit for all of the non-coverable attacks, and bug killer of course. Chin is going to be my main buffer and also going to be breaking maybe, and also for his imperil. He's equipped with some parasol also to help fill up the Esper gauge, and also with high defensive stats, HP, defense, and spirit. Rivera is going to be my main healer and also going to be providing the AoE Mirage to the team and also the AoE cover to Dr. Aiden. Also equipped with Summon Parasol, so I'm basically going to be summoning, able to fill the Esper gauge almost every turn. Same thing, high HP and some defense and spirit. And here's my friend's Agent Olive, almost the same as mine with HP, defense and spirit, high attack, and also with bug killer. So this is a 3-wave fight. This first wave is basically a setup for the second wave. All of these bugs actually have only 1 million HP, so you can just one-shot it with whatever AoE that you have. So I'm using Dr. Aiden to summon an Esper. Emperor Fu is going to refill back the Esper and use cooldown, and I'm going to prepare to use my Agent Olive to just triple cast chain to fill up the LB gauge for everyone, and also kill these flying bugs. I'm using Chin to give everyone some ability rate and Rivera to fill up everyone's MP. So I'm doing another one of these. I just recorded the fight without any commentary, and I'm giving commentary after I've done the fight, so I have more to say. And if you notice that my animations is actually going through pretty clearly, there's no lag. I actually got a new phone just yesterday, so there's a reason why I didn't actually upload this pretty late, because I was waiting to get this new phone. So this is a pretty good phone. I actually got an iPhone SE 2020, which is basically an iPhone 5, but way cheaper for me to buy. And I've gone too used to my old iPhone. Now I was using iPhone 5. You may notice the really bad quality. Sometimes it'll freeze up, but it actually gave me a chance, more than one chance to spark chain. So you can see that's why I'm very confident in my whenever I record on my phone, because of the game freezes up, it gives me the opportunity to spark chain. So now in this new phone, I didn't actually get to spark chain that much, like maybe like 7 out of 10 times. I'm still not used to it being like really fast. So yeah, so this is my new phone. I hope to record more stuff on it, especially for Dark Visions. The next Dark Visions, I'm fully prepared to record for the third one, especially when the third Dark Visions doesn't actually have any turn punishment, so I have more variety of my units to use. Okay, so back to this bug trial. Enough of me rambling about my new phone. This is the black and white mantis. I think the black mantis is the one that has the lower spirit, high defense, and the white mantis has the higher defense and lower spirit. So what I'm doing for this wave, it's basically doing the same things every turn. Black Mantis buffs its attack and defense every turn, so I need to dispel that using Dr. Aiden. Emperor Fu is going to be reapplying back the buffs and also breaks. he has 65% breaks. Chin is going to be using his Imperil and also give the general mitigation, which Emperor Fu can't do. So I use this will basically be the same turn until I get the Black Mantis low enough for me to one-shot both using Agent Olive. So now I think I'm pausing right now to give this commentary. So Agent Olive's just going to single cast chain the BS frames to the Black Mantis. Like I said, Dr. Aiden's going to dispel, and Emperor Fu will break and buff using his triple cast, and Chin will reapply back the Imperil. Since this boss, this wave is only physical. There's only physical attacks, AoE physical, and some single target physicals. I don't need to do much healing until a certain threshold for the Black Mantis. That's when it starts to use the single target physical that can be covered on random units. So this is why AoE Mirage is very important, especially if you're bringing your team not everyone in the team is not built for 100% dodge. So yeah, this is basically gonna be the same turns until, like I said, I reach the lower HP for Agent Olive to one-shot using their triple cast AoE. Rivera replying back the AoE Mirage and AoE cover to Dr. Aiden. Then you see that Chin actually got hit, and also Emperor Fu got hit. So this is when Black Mantis will start hitting random units that can be covered. So Rivera's AoE Mirage is only for one hit. So if you have like maybe Kimari or Illusionistic Call, you can save 2 hits if it targets your units twice. Because I can see that it targeted Chin and Emperor Fu, so I guess every turn it targets 2 random units. So I think I'm going to, yeah, only 2 more turns until I was confident enough to use her AoE attack. So I was pretty much having fun using this team because it's like an all GLEX team, and like most of these units, all of these units are actually my favorite units to use. I'm glad that I was actually able to pull this off. This is a pretty easy trial. The fact that I'm using Agent Olive to clear it shows how easy it is. If you have much more recent units, you can obviously do this much faster than Agent Olive. So the single target non-provocable single target physical attacks is starting to get more and more frequent. So I just keep checking whether or not that is a every turn usage the defense buff. So Agent Olive's cooldown for increased mods is up, so I was just gonna use it, and then I'm gonna be finishing off both Mantis on the next turn using their AoE. Okay, so the Black Mantis at 50%, that's probably enough for me to one-shot. Also with the White Mantis that has the lower defense. So I was just preparing to use Agent Olive's triple cast. Dr. Aiden and Fu and Chin is going to be the usual, Dispel, Reply the Breaks, and Imperil. Okay, so now we're at the third wave, which is the main boss of this trial. So this boss can only be attack broken and no other stats. It does a mix between AoE physical and AoE magical. But since I'm bringing a physical cover tank, most of the time I'm gonna be receiving most of the magic damage. That's why I've geared my units more towards spirit and defense. So I'm using Emperor Fu to break the boss and also boost up general mitigation. Dr. Eden will be using his LB to give everyone some AoE re-raise if they somehow not able to survive. Chin will use his LB for his undispellable buffs. And I'm using the usual Agent Olive's rotation on turn 1, which is cooldown, imbue, and her other cooldown. And I'm using Rivera again to give everyone the AoE Mirage and also the cover to Dr. Aiden. So the thresholds you need to watch out for is 80%, 50%, and 30%. Every time you pass through this threshold, the boss will starts to inhale, and that's when you need to summon an Esper. So really bringing Emperor Fu is kind of an overkill because you only need it to do it every threshold. But it better be safe than sorry. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to lower down its HP as consistently as possible because I've calculated in the builder, Agent Olive can one-shot the boss using her Magnus ability at around 40% HP. So when I'm getting close to around that HP, I would like contemplate to use switch abilities so that I don't deal too much damage. So Dog Aiden is just above 80% is basically a, not to say easy, like I would say it's like an easy way to survive. You don't need much healing because the boss will deal only one magic attack, AoE magic attack, if you're bringing a physical cover. And now Emperor Fu is just going to just repel the brakes since he's gonna be having that turns until I need to summon the Espers. So we're at about the 80% threshold. I just chain with Agent Olive. And you will see that the boss will start inhaling, which means that if you don't summon an Esper on the next turn, it will remove one of your team, one of your units from your team. I'm not sure if it's permanent or not, but just summon an Esper every time you cross these thresholds. So I'm doing the regular stuff, reapplying back the buffs, Rivera, putting back the AoE Mirage back to everyone. Emperor Fu, since he doesn't have anything better to do, I'm just refreshing his buffs and breaks. And also his physical and magical mitigation. So we'll start doing its regular attacks, and then at the end it'll say the bug will starts to inhale. Since Dr. Aiden doesn't have anything much to do, I'm using him to summon the Esper for most of the fight, and then Emperor Fu already summons back the Esper gauge, also from chaining from Agent Olive. So we're at 57%, close to 50%. This is when I start to slow down on my damage a bit so that I don't deal too much damage, so I don't go beyond 30%. What happens after 30% is the boss starts to dispel your team every turn before it attacks. So if your team isn't built much defensively and you're bringing a very not like a burst DPS, like a very slow DPS, you might have trouble to survive. So you can see that I successfully prevented it to remove one of my units from my party. So this is when I think I just either I start chaining normally. Oh no, I forgot to reapply back the triple cast, which is quite good in my favor because I don't want to deal too much damage. So Agent Olive is just using their cooldown to give triple cast and the dark imbue. That shouldn't deal too much damage. Dr. Aiden is reapplying back the AoE re-raise to everyone. Rivera, as usual, since no one is healing, she's just going to reapply the cover and AoE Mirage to everyone. And I'm using Chin to reapply back the Imperil and also either the general mitigation, or I went with the LB gauge fill rate. Yeah, I went for the LB gauge fill rate. And Emperor Fu, I was just summoning, giving everyone every Mirage, while also summoning the Esper Gauge. So this is why I'm not too worried that it's on 5, even though on the next turn I'm probably gonna be not one shot, going through 50%. Since Emperor Fu is a summoner who can fill up the Esper Gauge on his turn, I can just use his abilities that cost Esper Orbs as casually as I want. Okay, so now Agent Olive will start chaining. I was hoping this doesn't go beyond 40%. Sometimes I forget I've already done the Imperil, which is why in some of my turns I just keep using the same abilities. Okay, and Dr. Aiden, I think 50% threshold is also um, when the boss starts to deal some other attacks. So I'm using Dr. Aiden to uh, Imperil Dark by 100% while also give some barriers to everyone. So we just went beyond 50%. So this is when the boss starts to inhale again. And as you can see, it started to do more attacks after I went 50%. So having that double Mirage for Emperor Fu really helps survive. So now I'm just going to dual cast, or rather triple cast, the AoE and the Imbue, so I don't deal too much damage. Okay, I was just shy above the 30%, so this is when I know the next turn I can just start using their magnets to one shot. So I'm just using my ID units to prepare for the worst. If the start of 30% is when it's when it just dispels my team before attacking. So I'm using Emperor Fu to use his cooldown, which upgrades his abilities to upgrade the attack break. Then I'm using Chin to give everyone some chaining frames for Agent Olive, the support chain for their Magnus. Okay, this is when I start to get ready. I use Emperor Fu and Rivera to chain, and then since Chain's LB is an attacking LB, I'm using him for the LB mission, kill with LB mission, which I forget for a few moments in this run. So I'm using Dr. Aiden and Rivera to DR frames chain. It's only single cast, so I had to like time it right, because I'm not really I don't really single chain much. So yeah, thankfully that was enough to one shot the boss, and Chin was able to use his LB for the LB mission. So that's basically the insect trial fight. Since this is like a pre-recording, you can hear me talk quite often in my commentary. So, and then this is also the first video I post. I pre-recorded using my new phone. I hope you enjoy the new quality of my new mobile game videos, and we got all of the missions. So like I said, it's a pretty simple trial. The fact that I'm using only not 6 star, I'm using only like 2019 units, uh, and with Emperor Fu, the new Chinese New Year units, that I was able to beat it using Agent All as CPS. So if you have any recent DPS, that's probably even better. So that's all for this fight. Thanks for watching, and I will record more soon.